Hi, everyone. My name is Natalia Olivera. I am an architect with a master's degree in BIM management, and also I am partner at Studio SE, where we focus on making work more efficient and productive by using technology to organize tasks and reduce mistakes, helping us deliver great results. Today, I will guide you through the essential steps for a successful BIM implementation, and I will also share 13 key factors that are crucial for achieving this success. Let's start what makes BIM implementation successful. Long story short, the goal is to ensure that we have the right information at the right time to make the right choices at the right time, and that will affect on the budget and also on the time again, and this leads to improve the productivity. Implementing BIM in a company can be complex. This is a really complex process that requires a strategic approach, addressing also four key dimensions that are all about processes, standards, technology, and people. In order to address those four dimensions that, as you see, is like people, the roles that they have, the technology, the infrastructure of the company, the standards, if they have naming conventions, if they have some color code standards, and the processes that they already have, we need to attack these all four dimensions. And the way that we will need to do it is that we will have to go through 4 stages. So implementing this is going to be like in 4 stages of diagnosis, execution, implementation plan, and consolidation. These 4 stages bring together 20 activities that are developed as a base. Everything that we're seeing today, it's under the ISO 19650 standards. So you can see that we address all the 4 dimensions that I mentioned earlier. Each of these activities is focused either on the processes or the people or the technology or the standards. So all these 20 activities are the ones needed to execute the BIM implementation plan. And here it's where we link everything we have said so far. So when developing the implementation plan, our main focus will be on increasing productivity. We will do this by managing information efficiently, so decisions can be made at crucial time. To manage information well, we first need to understand how it flows, then take actions that positively impact these processes. And to decide which actions to take and measure their success, we need to set clear objectives and KPIs. I'm going to be really strict about this, measuring everything. And then, as you see, we have on the top of the pyramid, like these 20 activities that we need to develop and that we need to do in these 4 different phases in the diagnosis, implementation plan, execution, and consolidation. And they're under 4 dimensions of the company in different dimensions. It's processes, it's standards, technology, and people. Everything is just set to speak the same language. And this is why we need to speak the same language, because we need to have the right information at the right time to make the right decisions. And that will increase the productivity. So here are the phases of the BIM implementation process that we have been saying. And the first part, the first phase, it's the diagnosis. We will carefully analyze how the company operates, looking at how information flows, who is involved, key suppliers, and the organizational structure. We will observe daily operation to understand how things currently work at the company. Then we will start by doing in-depth assessment in areas like human resources, operational processes, standards, and infrastructure to get a full picture of the entire organization. With this information, we will establish a baseline to identify gaps and opportunities, which will help us to design specific strategies to maximize the company's potential. After the diagnosis is finished, this stage in the implementation plan, we use the diagnosis results to identify the key areas affecting productivity. We then propose actions to address these issues, organizing them on a timeline and creating a plan that includes specific steps, deadlines, indicators, a starting point, and clear goals. Setting objectives and KPI is crucial for measuring the success of the actions taken. So the implementation plan what aims to boost productivity by improving information flow within the organization using the right approach. The third part is the execution. Once the plan is developed, the next step is the execution. So this includes creating the templates, manuals, standards, protocols, and running the pilot projects. These tools are crucial for implementing the proposed improvements. So the pilot projects or the sample projects serve as a test to evaluate and fine-tune what we have learned so far. And this phase is obviously the longest because it involves fully carry out the plan that we proposed in the phase implementing the plan. With a strong focus on this phase has a strong focus on the team training. Training the staff is vital for a smooth transition to the new practices, which helps everyone adapt and maximize performance in this new working environment, because it's not difficult to adjust an entire company to this new culture of work. Last but not least, is the consolidation phase. This is the final stage of the implementation. In this stage, all the aspects of the implementations are reviewed, what we have done so far, we take a look at it, especially the results of the pilot projects. Then we have to adapt the documents, the standards and protocols to the specific needs of the organization. Lessons learned are collected to identify areas of improvement, and then we establish the indicators are evaluated to measure the real impact of the implementation compared to the initial objectives. In addition, a comprehensive report is prepared that is documenting everything we have done so far with lesson learned and recommendation for future projects. After all of these years and experience that we have in implementing BIM in different companies all around the world, we have came through a conclusion that there are 13 key factors for success. If we want a company that starts applying BIM methodology, these 13 are just the most important. I will go through the ones that I think are the tops, but each of the 13 are equally important. So you have to pick the right consultant for sure, because that is the person that is going to walk you through the entire processes that can take a year. It is necessary to assess their soft skills, such as leadership, empathy, negotiation, and communication. That is crucial. Then define the roles. It's a good idea to choose one or more managers to be the main content between the consultant and the company. So they will have to coordinate everything from both sides. If it's possible, offer a reward to this manager for leading the project, because this will help make the project more successful. Don't add more job on the top of their usual task, and expect them to do both tasks well. That's why a reward, it's, or having like a real project, let's say this is important, and give the manager time to do it and address everything that it's important. Another another key factor is support from the top executives. This is, I think, one of the most important, because we need to start with a strong foundation. This means that the top of management and key leaders, CEO, COO, partners, everybody needs to be involved, because they must be committed to prioritizing and providing the necessary resources for the transformation to succeed. Also, to not avoid diagnosis. We might be tempted to avoid the first step of the implementation plan, but it is crucial for creating the implementation part. For example, it's important to understand the organization, the capabilities, how many members have experience, how many have been trained, what technology is available in the company, what is not, and what the market conditions are. So this is going to give us really more input than we think. And then the plan is going to be more accurate for the company. Define KPIs, co-create assets, sample projects. These are the pilot projects that we talked about earlier. They are essentially boosting our team's knowledge and experience. And it's like working in a control environment where we have a set workflow, and the team is working on a control environment, and they feel safe failing, asking, and it is important that every single question and error came up in this stage, so we can reduce for the next projects. So it is important that these pilot projects are taken really seriously. We shouldn't expect to see immediate boost in productivity, because that is not going to happen. So cost saving or faster deadlines, those are not going to be done in this sample project. It is something that is going to happen over time, but not in the sample projects. Then, of course, developing templates, that is another key factor for success, and having a flexible plan. This is related with picking the right consultant and have a flexible plan. Flexibility in the sense of adaptability. If we notice that the hypotheses that we were taking are not working, adapting quickly is essential and vital. We need to, that is why I'm always mentioning, like, we have to measure and stuff, because we need to be aware if some of the things that we are proposing are not working, and maybe we need to take it into another direction. Communication also, it's one aspect that has a great impact on motivation, and change management is communicating the progress made and the results achieved once a week, every 2 weeks, monthly. It is important to keep posted all your company, all your team on the updates, even if they are not part of the process yet. If you are communicating everything that you are doing in your company, because this is a really important change, everyone is going to be on board quickly, and we are willing to collaborate it when they will have to. This is the ones that I like the most. Make quick wins. It is crucial to manage the organization's motivations. It is related to the communication. So the motivation and how they perceive the benefits of implementing BIM. This means that we need to take a step-by-step approach and achieve incremental benefits along the way. By doing this, we can start seeing improvements during the implementation process. So if we set like really clear goals about what we are going to accomplish on the templates or over the pilot phase, those are going to be quick wins, and everybody is going to feel more motivated because they are seeing results in time, and they are not going to have to wait until the end of the entire implementation, that sometimes it might take 1 year or more, depending on the size of the company and on the time that the company has to make this change. So rather than waiting until the very end, just you have to be smart and design this, which are the quick wins that are going to be in this planning. Also, then we have to treat and consider this implementation as a project of equal or greater importance than the others that exist in the organization. So the organization must be committed to the deliveries schedules within the implementation, because if we don't have this, then the times are going to not be the ones that were planned, and everything is going to be like a long wait until everybody got the time. So treat this project as one as one of the company other projects. So last but not least, invest. Investing in training is key, not just for software, but also workflows, standards, regulations, and processes. It is important to cover all these areas to ensure everyone is fully prepared and aligned. We are used to like not investing in other things like software, but it is super important to do this. So these are the 13 key factors for success, for a BIM implementation success. And well, I hope this will guide you through of what to expect or what to do when implementing BIM in a company, or you are implementing BIM in a company. Thank you very much for your attention.